welcome to Work in Progress Wednesday. It's me, Lakeisha, writer, speaker, author, writing coach, all those things. So it has been a while since we have chatted, and I am excited to share with you guys what I've been working on and to hear about what you're working on. As you know, last year was so crazy, and we're still kind of in a weird and uncertain time where it feels like everything has slowed down. We were all forced to take time out in some way or another, and I think that was in some ways necessary. I don't know about you, but I am a busy bee, and I think that I may be addicted to busyness in some ways. I was actually going through some of my old voicemail messages, and I was listening to a voicemail message that my brother-in-law left me. And it's, not to get morbid, but he passed away last year due to COVID-19. And he's like, I know you're busy. And for some reason that definitely struck me differently, perhaps with his passing. But I also have heard that quite a bit from people who are important to me, people who I love, where they feel like they are really intruding upon my life. And so they're like, I know you're busy. I know you're busy. And yes, I have a lot going on. Like, I never feel like I have enough time to do all the things that are, on my mind and in my heart. But I don't like having this aura or setting this expectation that I am too busy for my loved ones. I actually don't like having that reputation. And so I don't know. It's just that hearing that voicemail and just really looking at my life and just all the things, all the balls that I'm juggling, I realized that maybe it's time to kind of slow down. I'm definitely the type of person who likes to be productive and efficient and to work. And I can admit that part of that high level of work ethic and commitment is actually driven by fear. There were times in my life where I was procrastinating on things, where I wasn't really doing the work that I should have been doing. I kept saying, I'll do it tomorrow. And so I feel like in some ways I'm playing catch up. And so as a part of that catch up game, I'm just going. And that's not sustainable. And it's not healthy. Anything driven by fear, even if it looks productive, it's just not good. And so that's one reason why I have to be really diligent and intentional about making sure that I take out time for myself. And so I went on vacation a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing. I'll share a little bit more about that in a future video, because I did some research for a book that I'm working on. But today I really wanted to hear from you guys and just to, again, have a conversation about just this idea of busyness and how we can rectify it. Because sometimes what happens when we recognize that our busyness is a problem, we create another problem by working hard to relax. And that was what I tried to do as a solution. I did all of my usual self-care therapy, so to speak. I try to do myself my own little personal spa. I would go on my walks, take naps, binge watch all the TV, and I just never got to that place of real rest. And so I think a lot of times we're just looking for that perfect thing that will give us the sense of peace that we're seeking. And y'all, it is not found in things. It is not found in a lot of the material aspects of this world. It's found within. It is about what we believe to be true about ourselves, about God, about the world. And so you really have to take some soul inventory, some soul care. And that reminds me, I want to invite you to the Soul Care Summit. I'm participating in this amazing event next week where we have 19 speakers and experts. We're all sharing with you practical tips and advice on how you can take care of your soul and take a holistic approach to getting healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, just all of those different things. And you can get more information through the link that I'll share with this or the link in my Instagram bio, so that you can get your free ticket. It's a virtual conference, so you can attend from the convenience of your home, and just you'll get the link to attend my session. I'll be talking about just the power, the peace, and the purpose of journaling. I'm really excited to share more with you guys on that because of my journal, Don't Post That, which it came out in March, and y'all, I used it, like I was using it heavy for a while because these internet streets was crazy. But I kind of had slacked off, and so I used it again this morning, and I thought, man, this thing is genius. Like, I really was able to get some stuff off my chest and find clarity on my next step. I was like, man, girl, you did this. So I don't know, if you got a lot of stress on you, maybe that'll be a little bit a part of your soul care routine. I know it's definitely something that I have to do a better job of incorporating into my routine, because I really do get a sense of peace when I journal. Another activity that I shared with you guys on a previous video is my amateur art. And so I did a piece. I hadn't painted in a while. This is my latest piece. I painted it this past weekend, and I call it Wherever I Go, I Grow. That's the title of this piece. And it's actually, it's cool. It's a collection of the weeds that I see when I cut grass. I was reflecting upon just how resilient they are, and they don't care at all. Like, until you cut them, they're gonna grow. I mean, they're just so self-sufficient, and I admire that about these weeds or wildflowers. Let me take that back. Weeds has a negative connotation, and so these are wildflowers. And just the idea of no matter where you're planted, you can be nourished, you can get exactly what you need to grow. That's just a lesson that I needed to learn. And so when I sat down with my blank canvas, I was like, I don't know what I'm painting, but it came to me to paint these weeds or these wildflowers that I'd seen in our yard. And so again, find those things that feed your soul. You know, a lot of times we do activities like sitting around watching television, and I promise I'm not being super judgy right now about watching TV, but it to me, for me, I'll say about my experience, for me, it gives me a false sense of relaxation, because I'll sit there and I'll lay down and I'll watch hours, and then, oh, okay, that's it. I mean, I like a good TV show and a good movie just like anybody else, but I really needed to do some things that poured into me in a way that was lasting and wasn't so temporary. And that's the only thing about TV. I feel like sometimes it's very temporary unless it's super excellent work, right? But reading, painting, doing something creative, and this is for anybody. This isn't just because I'm a writer or I like creative things. I feel like everybody is creative. If you love math, if you love science, if you love tinkering with things, I feel like that's a form of creativity. Anything that makes you tap into your imagination, I just truly believe that it will nourish your soul. It is a way to care for yourself. And so take a moment to think of something creative that you can do today, this weekend. I don't care if it's drawing stick figures, y'all. Just choose something that will force you to get into a zone, to get into a flow. You know, a lot of times you hear people talk about getting into the flow of things, and that's what I want to be a part of. Like, I want to be in the flow. I want to be aligned, and that's why sometimes busyness is busy work. It's not really indicative of you going anywhere. You just have all these things to do. Flow has direction, flow has intention, and flow has peace. And so that's what I wish for you. That's what I want for you. that's why I hope that I see you at the Soul Care Summit. If you haven't had a chance to check out my journal, Don't Post That, go to www.don'tpostthatjournal.com. You can get all of the information about this guided journal that helps you to express your mess and figure out a way through all of the internet chaos without being unfriended and losing your job, losing your peace, and just losing your sanity. And so check that out, guys. And that is it for today's Work in Progress Wednesday. Again, would love to hear anything that you have going on, and I will hopefully see you guys next week.